That is basically a valid point to make about the whole King thing. Here's a question that I saw, did not realize until it hit the news a lot, was that it was very white. What do you make of that? That the guy in Baltimore, the paper there said, we struggled to, our photographer, to find a picture of black people in this march. I'm okay with that. I didn't go, and I feel like, well, you talk.
Well, we had a meeting.
Yeah, go ahead. Yes.
And let's just say it didn't go too well for white folks, that's all.
This granny better never be put in a home. Listen to this.
I think there's a lack of diversity here today. That it's mostly people who look like you and I, and I just
it is not for black people, for people of color to get out on the street. They're at risk when they do that. If anybody's going to get arrested here, it's going to be a black person. It is not safe for them, and they don't need to participate. We need to walk in their name.
No, that's right. It is so good to hear someone that looks like me say something that is sadly so obvious, and how racist our country is, that it's that obvious that if a black person or a person of color were to show up at that rally, or probably any other rally demonstration, they are going to be the ones, sadly, that are targeted first and arrested. I hate that my skin color is a privilege, but in this case, that privilege is actually being used for something good, something protective, something that fights everything, every racist bone that anybody has in their body. I wish more people would speak out like this, because this is really heartwarming to hear. I hope this lady's family members, friends, everyone is so proud of her, because I don't know her, but I'm so proud that she had the courage to say that, speak out about that, and show the world there are good people out there.
This is what I mean when I say that white people don't know how to protest, because you guys have never actually had to fight for anything if it included another group. Because why I don't understand. Since when did it become the standard? Since when did Zephyr shut the fuck? Since when did it become the standard that how successful a protest is determined by how many people show up? If 100,000 people show up but y'all don't do shit, you didn't fucking do anything. If 1,000 people show up and you just walk up a street and walk back, you didn't fucking do anything. If you're in a protest that is collaborating with the police department on a Saturday so no one has to miss work or no one has to block traffic, then that's not a fucking protest. That's a goddamn parade. Any peaceful protest that occurs, at the very least, there must be a level of networking between the people who attend. But I know y'all aren't talking to each other. The last 2 times I went to these protests, everyone was in their own groups. Y'all weren't even loud for real. Look at all these videos. People aren't even yelling. They aren't really saying anything. They're just walking with a fucking poster board that they took 20 minutes to make at home from the fucking dollar store. What is going on? You guys aren't fellowshipping. You guys aren't building coalition. You guys aren't doing anything. You're just walking up a street and walking back just to say that you were there. And then on top of that, if you look at their website of demands, all of it is centered around Donald Trump. Why is Donald Trump at the center of oppression? These things have existed. These systems have existed long before then. And that's why all of these protests are just a sea of white faces, because it's full of people who have never listened to minorities a day in their life other than to boost their own fucking ego and social credit. Full of people who only don't like Trump because he's overtly mean. That's why. They don't like his optics. That's it. If he was a lot more sly in his racism, sexism, and homophobia, they would have nothing to fucking say. But they do this to stand on a goddamn high horse, but they're still fundamentally useless. I'm saying this because the first 2 protests I attended, I was absolutely disgusted with the behavior of people, specifically in Philadelphia, which is one of the biggest places for protests to happen. There were people at this No Kings protest talking about how racist and classist and disgusting Donald Trump was. Thousands of people all saying the same thing, and I watched every single one of them walk past the entire block of homeless people. I actually saw someone in a fucking frog costume, and there was a homeless man sitting next to them, and I witnessed people take the pictures at an angle just so they wouldn't catch the guy in the photo. Just after the second protest, on the strip in Philadelphia, the city hall, that whole strip, I was cataloging how many people were there, and I bought as much food as possible. I bought hundreds of dollars worth of food. Let me tell you something. I ran out of food. There were children in the crowd of people who were looking for food. A literal fucking 4-year-old. And y'all walk past. You're crazy. Is that not just evil? Is that not just disgusting? The cognitive dissonance is so crazy to me. This whole better than nothing mentality is so infantile, because I know people are going to show up in my comments being like, well, what are you doing? Not being fucking useless and performative.
Child, I talked about asking the right questions, but let's flip that question. Everybody want to know where the black folks at. Why y'all so quiet? A party ain't a party until we show up. But baby, we not showing up to this party. So let's flip that question. Child, let's talk about what it would look like if they showed up the way we've always shown up. What would it look like if they organized before the crisis? If they made the calls, built the coalitions, hit the streets, created mutual aid funds, the way black folks have every single time this country falls apart. 'Cause see, we've been the backbone, the moral compass, the foot soldiers, the fundraisers, the prayers, the planners, while getting the least credit and the most criticism. So let me ask that question again. What would it look like if white folks took that same energy we've had for centuries and used it for liberation that wasn't centered around their comfort? Would they show up when it's not trending? Would they fight when there are no cameras, no hashtags, no applause? Would they stand beside us, not in front, not behind, but beside us? Because what happened to the Purple Revolution? Quiet as it's kept, I ain't heard nothing. See, black folks, we're not absent. We're just choosing rest as resistance. We're watching. We're observing. And this time, we're seeing who's really about that life when black folks ain't carrying the weight. So white folks, if you're really serious about change, don't ask where we are. Ask where you are. 'Cause baby, we've been out there. And honestly, we're just waiting to see if you'll meet us where we've always been, doing the work. White folks, y'all stay safe out there. Good luck with the Purple Revolution. Now, black folks, drink your water. Stay rooted, real, and knowledgeable. And mind your black business. Happy Black History 365. And I'll see you next time.
As a white lady who went to the No Kings protest, who's seen multiple black women come on this app and question the protest, I would like to say that as a collective, black women have never been wrong. So it would behoove us to listen and consider the things that they're saying. Now, I think the protest was incredibly important, especially to someone like me who is a blue dot in a red state. It built community. It made me feel not so alone. It got me in touch with organizations that I wouldn't have known about that I can sign up with. But these women are right, y'all. I'm going to give a couple suggestions. Do with it what you will. We need to be going to every single town hall, whether we agree with them or we don't agree with them. And we need to give them a piece of our mind. If they're doing a great job, we need to go there and we need to tell them they're doing a great job. And if they are not doing the things that need to be done, or they are betraying us, we need to stand up and say it out loud. Especially you old white women. I'm getting there, okay? And I'm not afraid to do it. Second thing is, if you see kidnappers on the street, involve yourself. They are cowards and they will run. What, if they're going to arrest you when you don't even know who they are? Maybe that's what we should be doing. Third, I think our next No Kings protest should be on Black Friday. Let's punish them through capitalism. If you have thoughts, if there are things that you think would be helpful for this movement, please put it in the comments. Let's start a dialogue. Let's get this shit rolling because I'm tired of it. I'm already exhausted and it's only been 9 months, okay? We have got to do something else. And we have to be very careful because he's trying to incite us so he can send in the military. So we have to be smart, you guys. But we also have to listen to the ones who are always right.
Also, I did not attend the No Kings rally. That's not a protest. I feel like y'all don't know what a protest is. And it's not like I want for every protest to be like an uprising. But like, what are we doing? Any protest that cooperates with police to block off certain roads is automatically not a protest. Bitch, that's a parade. But the thing that pissed me off about the No Kings protest, particularly in Philly, which was one of the largest, if not the largest, and we always are because it's fucking Philly. You guys are posers. You guys are... How the fuck are you going to go to a protest to protest the current administration not helping the needy, not caring about the needy, and then you walk past the fucking needy? So I didn't go to the protest. I was out there feeding the fucking homeless people that thousands of people just walked past. You just walked past them. I ran out of food. That's how many people were in need. I ran out of toothbrushes, toothpaste, mouthwash. I ran out of fucking everything. And to think, all of you people walked in and just walked past these people, the cognitive dissonance is insane. And this happened at the first No Kings rally. And I had to run back and do the exact same thing. Because how the fuck you gonna walk past the needy? You people don't actually give a shit. You guys don't care. You just wanted a day. These liberals and online leftists wanted a day to feel important and like they're doing their part. But let me tell you something. Putting a witty quip on a fucking piece of dollar store paperboard doesn't do shit. It doesn't do anything. Yes, it might have pissed off the president, but you left people on the street to starve. You're still doing his bidding. There were almost like over 100 people on the strip that you guys would have walked. And none of y'all, thousands of people, none of y'all were like, yo, this is an area where a lot of homeless people typically lay. We should probably bring some stuff for them. None of y'all. I was packing things from the car. I turned around and there were 60 people behind me. I'm going to get angry. I'm going to get angry and I'm going to get disrespectful. Like, where are the organizers? Have the organizers not... Did they not set anything up for the people that they were going to fucking be walking past? No food, no food banks, nothing. Oh, we don't give a shit. Oh, okay. Okay.
What's up, family? Last week, the No Kings protest against Donald Trump, your president, went down last week. And Bill Maher made an interesting note. He said it was very white. And he asked his guest, Michael Steele, why so? You know, why is it? Where was the black folks? And Michael Steele said, well, we had a meeting. I ain't got no problem with that. Yeah, man, y'all broke it, y'all fix it. As if y'all didn't know it was gonna go down like that. Why is it that every time there's a problem in America, even if black folks ain't got nothing to do with it, they wanna put it on black folks. They don't care nothing about us until there's a problem, right? They don't care. I mean, you can even look at times of crisis, right? When there's a time of crisis, all of a sudden, we're all on the same team. When 9/11 happened, when they hit the Twin Towers, when our government, the mother people hit the Twin Towers, we're all on the same team now. There's a hurricane, a flood. Oh, now we're all on the same team. But after everybody get back comfortable, get on with us, back to a sense of normalcy. Now it's, hey, I'm bored. Let me pick on the black folks. Yeah. So they want black folks to fix everything. Every time look, remember what happened when George Bush messed everything up? The youngster messed everything up. They called on the brother to come in and shake things up a little. Now, I'm not saying he did a great job, but he definitely did a better job than George Bush did. And he definitely did a better job than Trump did in his first term and his second term. In any event, y'all broke it. Y'all fix it. Yeah, what you looking for us for? Every time somebody have a big issue, when they want to march, when somebody's being done wrong, they looking around for the black folks. Well, y'all better help us, trying to shame black folks. But when it's on us, when we're going through it, we're by ourselves. We're out there all alone on the island by ourselves. And nobody gives a damn. So why should we? Yeah, we had a meeting. Yeah, we had a virtual meeting. And we said, we stand our asses at home. It ain't our business. Y'all voted for him. That's what y'all wanted. Yeah. See, a lot of y'all thought that, well, Trump was just going to take care of the illegal immigrants. And he was just going to be harder on the black folks and try to get us back to the 1910s, the 20s. He was going to try to get us back to that moment where we could just do.
Here today, that it's mostly people who look like you and I, and I just
It is not for black people, for people of color to get out on the street. They're at risk when they do that. If anybody's going to get arrested here, it's going to be a black person. It is not safe for them, and they don't need to participate. We need to walk in their name.
Thank you, Karen, for walking in my name. This is wild. What? Okay, so to catch you up, there have been more No Kings protests. We've actually had a few around here in Maryland. And just like the last couple of attempts at this, these protests have almost been entirely attended by white progressive activists. And the question is coming up, like, why aren't black people participating? Now, again, these activists need to come up with an excuse. The answer can't possibly be that black people are a little frustrated with how they have been weaponized into a political system. The answer can't possibly be that it is becoming more and more clear that the Democrat Party is far more concerned about illegal immigrants and other issues than the black community. Can't be any of those things. It has to be that we are all cowering in our homes, just deathly afraid that a police officer is going to come and get us. And so, you know what, Karen? Thank you very much. While you are out there marching and putting your life on the line for our cause, I will be supporting you the best that I possibly can.